been drowning in my PTSD. I can't sleep. When you know the truth and when you understand what we're talking about, you won't be able to sleep either. When you understand that there's a child being trafficked, brutalized, raped, tortured right now as we speak, you won't be able to sleep either. When you realize how much your government is lying to you about, everything is in your face and some of it you've enabled, you won't be able to sleep. Something happened. I don't know what happened. I was down there for a while. There's certain people that you don't talk about because you just don't. There were certain people that I seen down there, from Beyonce, Jay-Z. You don't tell on P. Diddy. There's an arrest coming. There's actually 2 arrests that are already made. There's a 3rd one coming. I don't know why people are sitting on this. I'm ready. I see that some people are not. I've been ready. A lot of you are ready. Like, let's get this over with.
Let's get real. While you were busy arguing about album sales and TikTok dances, the hip-hop world was quietly rotting from the inside out. Ali Carter just dropped a truth bomb so big, even Diddy's lawyers can't sweep up the pieces. We're talking secrets, late-night arrests, and a roster of rappers who'd rather you forget their names, because their careers might just depend on it. This isn't your average industry drama. This is the kind of story that makes Hollywood's worst scandals look like kindergarten recess. Ali Carter isn't just exposing Diddy. She's dragging a whole lineup of rap's elite into the spotlight. And trust me, they're not ready for their close-up. We're breaking down the confessions, the cover-ups, and the chaos, clip by clip. So if you came for the sanitized, PR-approved version of events, you're in the wrong place. But if you want the real tea, the kind that stains careers and ends friendships, stick around. Because after tonight, nobody's reputation is safe. Let's get one thing straight. You thought the wildest thing in hip-hop was a surprise album drop? Please, that's amateur hour compared to what Ali Carter says goes down behind velvet ropes. Forget the Instagram flexes and the all-love interviews. This is the real VIP section, and it's straight out of a horror movie. Ali isn't talking about some industry mixer. She's talking about rooms with literal shrines, rituals so twisted you'd think you stumbled into a deleted scene from True Detective. And who's in the crowd? Not just the up-and-coming rappers desperate for a record deal, but your favorite icons. Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyonce, John Travolta, Denzel Washington. Yeah, you heard that right. The same people who win humanitarian awards on Sunday are allegedly watching the kind of initiation ceremonies that would make a Bond villain blush on Friday. There were shrines used for rituals. There's bloody places. There's parts where there's limbs. People cut off limbs and want you to have in it. There's blood. There's blood that I don't even know who it belongs to. There's a lot.
So hang on. So someone like the people that you've named are here at these shrines where there is human flesh, bones, human body parts, and they want people to participate in amongst all of this human blood. Is that a satanic ritual? Feces? Is this a satanic ritual that they are participating in?
Yes. Yes, there's people who want to, there's people who have animals, dead animals. I was taken and told that I had to give a to Biden.
So Joe Biden was there at this shrine.
Something happened. I don't know what happened. I was down there for a while. There's certain people that you don't talk about because you just don't. There were certain people that I seen down there, from Beyonce, Jay-Z. You don't tell on P. Diddy, but P. Diddy.
So you said you don't tell on these people. Is that like a code that all victims adhere to? They don't talk about this stuff?
Yes, you don't, because nobody's gonna believe you. You're nothing to them. You don't count. You're just a toy. You're not essential, as they call them. You're expendable. And as a child in that situation, I wasn't the type of person that was fighting all the time, because I started to learn who I was. I started to learn my pimp. I started to learn what I was in. I started to learn that you don't fight.
Meanwhile, the rest of us are out here arguing about who had the best verse on Monster. Newsflash, the real monsters might be the ones holding the mic, and let's talk about the rules. You want to get in? You play along. You keep your mouth shut. You laugh at the right jokes. And you don't ask questions about why they're the locked door at the back of the mansion. Because in this world, loyalty isn't about friendship. It's about survival. So the next time you see a celebrity post a cryptic tweet about energy or vibes, maybe ask yourself, what kind of energy are they really talking about? Because according to Allie, the only thing thicker than the smoke at these parties is the silence. Now let's talk about Justin Bieber for a minute. Golden Boy, the teen heartthrob who skyrocketed to fame at just 15 years old. But behind that carefully crafted image was something far more disturbing. According to Allie Carter, Diddy didn't just mentor Justin. He humiliated him. Publicly. In front of rooms full of industry elites who stood by and did nothing.
It's your icon alert. It's called He's Bad Boy Now. It's called Don't Ever Play Yourself.
That 48 hours with Diddy clip hits different now, doesn't it? Were we hanging out and what we're doing, we can't really disclose. But it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. A 15-year-old's dream. Or a 15-year-old's nightmare. Allie Carter claims Justin was subjected to degradation that would make your skin crawl. And it wasn't just behind closed doors. It was a spectacle, a power play. A way to show who was really in control. And where were the adults in the room? The same place they always are in Hollywood, counting their money, while looking the other way. Recent reports show Justin still struggles with trust issues and has distanced himself from people he's known for years. Gee, I wonder why. Could it be because the very people who were supposed to protect him, his managers, his mentors, even his parents, allegedly handed him over to predators? An industry insider who worked with Bieber's team for years admitted, people took advantage of everything he did. That's putting it mildly. Justin isn't just another child star who went off the rails because of fame. He's the product of an industry that chews up young talent and spits them out broken.
There's an arrest coming. There's actually 2 arrests that are already made. There's a 3rd one coming. I don't know why people are sitting on this. I'm ready. I see that some people are not. I've been ready. A lot of you are ready. Like, let's get this over with, right? You're like, just release it. Just drop it. For whatever reason, even on the Ghislaine Maxwell case, people are holding on to names because they know it's going to destroy some of these celebrities because you guys love them. It's going to destroy a lot of these celebrities because they know they're wrong. They've been doing this for decades. They've been putting it in your face. They've been mocking their victims, and they've gotten away with it because who they keep in their back pocket and who they pay. There is a 3rd arrest that is coming. There's 2 that's already down. There's a raid that's about to go on. And on top of that, it's somebody that has something to do with an affidavit that I have already released. I am telling you, we know that it's coming. I knew it was coming when I made sure there was sworn and legal affidavits already ready 6 to 8 months ago. I'm telling you right now that they're about to grab them and they're about to announce it. When they announce it, we got a problem.
Arrest headlines got you thinking justice is finally being served? Please. That's like putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound and calling it a day. The system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. Protect the powerful, sacrifice the disposable, and keep the public distracted with shiny objects.
Covered up by your local FBI. It is covered up by your local police department. It is underground tunnels. There's a whole world. It's a different way of life. There's every source of transportation. When I met Joe Biden, I was rushed through many celebrities. Half of them I did not know. I didn't It didn't faze me to see them. It didn't. Some of them were actually very conceited and cocky that I didn't know who they were. Underground, under the Getty Museum in Los Angeles, there are many tunnels. Again, there's a way of transportation. There's every single way of transportation under the ground. I was sold to Joe Biden. Multiple times. Sometimes people don't talk about it, because when you don't talk about it, it makes it okay. When you don't talk about it, it makes you bury it.
You ever wonder why these stories always go away after a few news cycles? Because the industry's got more cover-up artists than a Met Gala. And don't even get me started on the media. They'll run a 10-minute segment about a celebrity's new skincare routine, but the second someone like Ali starts naming names, suddenly it's unverified, too sensitive, or not in the public interest.
Something happened. I don't know what happened. I was down there for a while. There's certain people that you don't talk about because you just don't. There were certain people that I seen down there, from Beyonce, Jay-Z. You don't tell on P. Diddy.
Let's get brutally honest about what happens after the headlines fade and the hashtag stop trending. Ali Carter isn't just telling a story. She's living with scars that never heal. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. This is trauma that rewires your brain. Nightmares that last for decades. In an industry that would rather bury the evidence than face the music.
We've been hiding. My mom and I have been hiding. We've had our head down. We've tried to back up. We've tried to tell you everything that we can, and now we have people messaging us, investigators, people that want to talk now, when now it's because it's trending. We're still not on the subject of the kids. All the adults are covering their asses. All the adults are, I left at a certain time, yet you knew children were there. You knew these parties were not okay. They weren't freak-offs. They were satanic ritual. Get it straight. It wasn't just adults in these parties. The adults were responsible for the child slaves that were in the party. And one of those children were me.
Ali's got receipts, legal evidence, names, dates, documentation. The kind of proof that should end careers and start criminal cases. But in this world, proof is just another thing for billionaires to bury under lawsuits and hush money.
We got legal evidence to drop. I just don't know what's the point. Yeah, I was at a Diddy party. I was one of the party favors. But I told you, nobody tells on Diddy. Maria Z, I did that interview in 2021, 7 months ago. We made sure, I already knew, that Diddy and Oprah is about to get arrested. I already knew that 7-8 months ago. We went and made sure there were sworn documents. We have them. When we went to Colorado for the A to Z event, we had a lot of legal evidence that we made sure we already had, because we knew a list of people were about to get got. You can't run for that long.
Remember when everyone pretended to care about the hashtag #MeToo movement? That was cute. But if you're not rich, famous, or trending, your trauma is just background noise to these people. The system isn't broken. It's bulletproof, and it's designed to silence the very victims it creates. How much evidence is enough when the gatekeepers are the ones on trial? How many lives have to be shattered before you stop defending your favorite playlist and start defending actual people?
You don't live in the world you think you do. Everybody that you think is not guilty is about to show you who they really are. I've been screaming for years. So now, if you see me over here trying to live a normal life and tying up loose ends as justice, mind your business. Or don't. Or don't. We were followed the night that Diddy was arrested. I left a place that I was in, minding my own business, finally trying to stop for a second and get my life back. And you know what? I'm not even upset about that. I'm upset about the fact that I have to walk back into this place and have to tell you all goodbye. So if you know who I am and you know me as Justice, you know I'm about to walk into this building and tell you I gotta go. Nobody ever thinks about the victims. Nobody. The victims' lives get turned around when the predators' lives want to just get announced. You slap them on the wrist and you bring up every source of trauma for the victim. But nobody wants to stop and think about that. We're not talking about the victims that are still going through this right now with other people who are running to cover their and deleting their social medias. Pink, Megan Fox, Tyra Banks, Steve Harvey. Why are you running?
Before you hit play on that next Diddy track, ask yourself, would you trade places with Ally for 1 million streams? The receipts are real. The trauma's real. The only question left is, will you keep pretending it's just music? Pull back the curtain, and the faces don't just belong to rappers or record execs. They belong to presidents, Oscar winners, and the so-called untouchables of American culture. Ally Carter isn't just pointing fingers at the music industry. She's naming names that headline both the Grammys and the White House.
People in authority are not there to help you. And everybody is so worried about the elite. And we could give those names of Barack Obama, Joe Biden. We know about Michelle Obama, that's a man. We know about Too Short. We know about Akon and Steven Tyler. And we can give those names all day. And everybody is so worried about that. But what you should be worried about is the people that are in between. The people that go as low as your grave diggers. I was trafficked to people within my schools. I was trafficked in underground tunnels that link under your schools, through your cemeteries, under your amusement parks, through Universal Studios, and into Hollywood elite homes, all over the place, all over the world. And people don't understand that, and they can't fathom that, and they can't put that together. But if you think about the things that have come out lately, and there's 200 children missing, and there's 300 children missing. What Amber Alert did you receive? How many times do you receive an Amber Alert every year? And if you think about that, how many children are coming up in your face that have been tortured in like this? It exists and it's real, and people don't want to face it. It happens in your schools every day, as your grave diggers, your trash men. Everybody is involved.
We're not talking about some shadowy cabal in a Netflix docuseries. These are the people you see shaking hands on Capitol Hill and walking the red carpet. Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Beyonce, John Travolta, Denzel Washington. The list reads like the guest list for the world's most exclusive party. Except, according to Ally, the price of admission is innocence lost and silence bought. The real power flex isn't just money or fame, but it's the ability to make the truth disappear. When the same people who run your country, your favorite movies, and your playlists are allegedly in on it, who's left to blow the whistle? The media, pleased that they're too busy fighting for exclusive interviews and red carpet selfies to risk burning a bridge to the A-list.
You should be demanding answers from all the celebrities that are quiet. Answers your question of who's involved with the Diddy client list. It answers your question of who is involved with the Ghislaine Maxwell list. It answers your question of who's on those flight logs. It answers your question of who's been on those islands. Where did those children come from? People still are not asking. Where did those children come from? People are still not checking Child Protective Services custody. Did you get an Amber Alert for them? No. Did anybody question that neighbor of Diddy's? He said there were buses coming at 3 a.m. Did anybody ask what kind of buses? Who was driving the bus? Where did that bus go? How many kids was on that bus? Why didn't anybody say anything? If you went to a Diddy party, why the hell are you protecting the predators that weren't protecting a child?
This isn't conspiracy theory territory. It's a reality so ugly most people would rather scroll past than face it. But Ally Carter is forcing the world to look that she's not just exposing Diddy or a handful of rappers. She's shining a light on a system that rewards silence and punishes truth. It's not just about Ally, that it's about the millions of others, kids, teens, adults, who are still waiting for someone to care more about people than playlists. The trauma doesn't end with a headline that IT doesn't fade with time, but it can be eased by truth, by action, and by refusing to look away. That if you like this video, hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any new content. And until then, fam, keep it real.